Hello, everyone. How's it going? I am getting Gloomhaven booted up as we speak. I don't know why I was sitting here waiting for the time to change to 8 o'clock, and I realized I hadn't even started the game yet. So there you go. Uh, well, these last couple weeks, as you know, in this game have been pretty brutal. Thanks, Joe. Welcome. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but I do know that it seems to be centered on the new scenario mode that um, I've run into problems with two scenarios. One of which I think I could have beaten if I had just uh, used knew the correct objectives. I was very close. The other one I was actually nowhere near. Like I think I might have gotten more than halfway done with killing the number of enemies that I was supposed to. So that's a more sobering. Last week was definitely more sobering, but both of those scenarios were the new scenario type where you just have to last as long as you can until you either meet the objective or you go exhausted. And the objective, of course, is usually to kill as many enemies as you can. So I'm not exactly sure if maybe there's something. I don't know. I think I've kind of started forming some theories around the idea of these characters are kind of based on sort of. I'm trying to think of a visual description or analogy. So I think they're sort of built for kind of like a wave-like system when it comes to scenario design. So you have high points of action and combat where you could take damage, but then it's also expected that pretty soon you'll have a decrescendo into a little bit of a rest mode, at least for maybe a turn or so you can kind of catch your breath, kick off some heal spells. You have those options, but with this new scenario, it's almost like there's no trough at all. Um, it's mostly just crest the entire time. A high level of action, high level of combat, which is exciting. But the problem is that I think they still possibly might need to fine tune um, the spawning, or so that there's a little bit more of a crest like or a trough like effect every so often. I think with having enemies that spawn every turn makes it really, really hard to control the room. And I'm not against chaos or chaotic rooms or chaotic battles. But I think if they're going to have them, they need to consider the fact that some of these characters are kind of built around the idea of setting some things up and then getting off attacks. Whereas I kind of had to worry about constantly keeping attacks going every round for characters, for example, like the Tinkerer, who are good at setting up crowd control or debuffs, things like that. I had to kind of weigh whether or not to do a debuff because like for example with poisoning or stunning, because there were five other guys coming at me, so there was just like not a lot of things to do. um anyway, that's kind of what I've been wondering about with some of these scenarios. And of course this is early access, so they probably are getting the stats behind the scene with everybody playing, and I'm happy to report those stats for myself in terms of not being able to even get halfway completed with the objective. So it's a little down, it gets you a little down. Now they did say, oh, did I get right into a fight again? Kills. Okay, I must have started another scenario, which I did not even. Huh. Well, one of my characters is already dead. I'm assuming. Oh no, he's invisible. No, but I only have 3. Why am I maybe one of them died already the last time. Man, it's been only a week, but I can't remember anything. I've got to kill 7 bandit archers, bandit guards, or hounds to win. Okay. So the idea is that when you're in a scenario like this is a good example here. Um, Hey, how's it going, Kachow man? It's not too bad. I'm getting some more Gloomhaven in, which is awesome, but yet I'm still learning in terms of this new scenario mode. Um, as you can see, I'm surrounded by a ton of people. One of the things that I need to do, obviously, is kill 7. I got to kill 7 people, and I think I might be. I wish that the bar also told you how many I have left. I think I might have like 3 left. I'm assuming. And so if I kind of look at what I have here in front of me, I think I could kill 3 if I can go quickly. But I'm gonna have to just use my big attacks and hopefully not have a problem in terms of kicking things off. Okay. Uh, so right off, let's see. Right off here, I think my biggest attack is Crater ranged, and if I'm going to do melee, then it's opposing strike. The silly thing too is poor Cragheart here, and of course he's immobilized. I'm glad I noticed that. So I definitely need to do Crater, or I could do Massive Boulder, and then do some collateral damage to other people. That might be the best because then it's possible I could set up some even more damage. Um, but I just have to get one person. I also might set up a heal. I want to see if I can keep the Spellweaver around a little bit. Although I could do some retaliation as well, because that might be smarter. Because the fact is that they're probably going to be um, hitting him, especially if the Spellweaver goes down. I'm hoping she doesn't, but it's possible. So if I set up retaliate, then I might get some damage to the point where I can finish off maybe one more guy or 2 more guys. Now, the nice thing is Cragheart has a nice set of cards left still. He has a full set of hit points, so it's possible that getting this done could happen. I am going to do Impaling Eruption for sure, because she can definitely, and I'm going to have to go with Mana Bolt or hey, Frost Armor. No damage for the next 2 rounds. So the Mind Thief is in an interesting situation. Not a lot of hit points left, but is invisible. I'm almost tempted to do a long rest because then she could stay invisible the whole round and then just kind of help clean up when she becomes visible again, with some big attacks. And she'd have a little bit more hit point, a few more hit points. Okay, I'm going to do that, even though, it might be a good idea to try to coordinate everything this round because who knows who will be left alive. But I'm pretty sure I can keep everybody alive. Cragheart just simply has a lot of hit points and a lot of cards. Spellweaver has Frost Armor, or will have Frost Armor. Unfortunately, the Hounds are going really early, and so are the Archers. That's not good. Well, that wasn't what we wanted to see for sure. I was kind of hoping I could. Now, the nice thing is it looks like there's only one Hound, so probably won't be able to do anything, yeah. But we've got a lot of Archers here. Okay, we can soak up some armor, or soak up some with our armor. Thankfully, these Archers up here are probably not going to do a whole lot. There is one thing that did a lot. Okay, so I do have to get rid of a card. I am going to burn probably Mana Bolt. It just doesn't do quite as much damage. I'm just hoping I don't have to take any more hits. Nice. Yeah, this room does look bad. This is how this looks when you play these. Oh, ×2. Come on. This is how it looks when you play these spawning rooms. It's just there's just no way you can keep up. So I guess the rule of thumb is to just do what you can. I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna start off with frost armor, so that should protect her from now on, or for at least the next 2 hits. And then we're going to do impaling eruption. Oh, and she can still go invisible after this, or at least maybe after her next round after she takes a couple hits. Okay, so obviously my first attack, I want to go in a line that's going to hit these guys that are already damaged, and I'm going to maximize my hits if I do that also. And then obviously the hound might be an easier person to go after just simply because he has retaliate, but he doesn't have armor like these guards do, these elite guards. So the goal is to kill these 2 elite guards and possibly this archer over here. Obviously not with this attack, but in general, that's the goal. Let's see how we do. Yes. Okay, so we did a ×2 hit with one of the guards. This guard is actually pretty hurt now too. That was a lost card. I just had to, I just had to lose that card, but it is kind of worth it. I've got two more. I've got 2 options now, actually 3, when it comes to who I can hit and maybe finish off. Let's see. Okay, so this round he is going to turn on retaliation. Craghart is. And then I'm going to kick off Massive Boulder. And the nice thing is, if I hit the hound, it will hit everybody adjacent to the hound. And that will be an automatic hit that will bypass the shielding. If I hit the guard, I wouldn't do as much damage. Only 2 if I drew a 0, or even less if I drew less. But I have a chance of killing the hound and then doing some extra non-shieldable damage to the guards that are right by, thus getting them even closer to death, hopefully. Okay, so kicking this off. Okay, that was enough to kill, and oh, I forgot the Mind Thief also retaliated? Oh no, enemies all from Craghart's spell also take hits. Well, let me tell you, that was a dumb move, but we'll have to lose, yeah, we'll have to lose a card. That's okay. I think I can still pull this off if I can just... Okay, so at this point, I probably should have had the Spellweaver go invisible, but I think she's okay. She's got one more hit she could take, and I think the regular guard is going to hit her. Okay, so Craghart took 3 hits, but he is going to use his... He should retaliate, which should... Yep. So as long as people keep hitting him, I am taking a lot of damage, but I'm also softening guys up for the final battle here. Okay, so that was the last... that was the last of the turn, or the round. Okay, so at this point, I've got to lose a card. I get to pick it. I'm probably going to pick a submissive affliction. The sad thing is I really don't have a lot of damage that I can do, except with submissive affliction on the bottom. So maybe I might have to lose Scurry, which would be worth it because it's only a small attack on the top. It does allow me to move, but I don't really need to worry about moving right now. I do need to worry about helping finish off some attacks. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Scurry, and then I have some more options. Oh, good grief. The Mind Thief can go invisible again. So I might be able to last a little bit longer than I first thought. I just have to remember to use my invisibility cloaks. Okay, so this would be a good opportunity to use some good damaging stuff, or pushes. I've got a trap nearby. Push would be good. I don't really have much, though. All of my damage now is essentially going to be most useful in the form of, um, and I'm really going to take a hit if I go invisible with the Mind Thief and the Spellweaver. I'm going to take a big hit and probably die with Cragheart. So I'm going to need to do something big. So I could use Sentient Growth on the bottom because I get an attack. And then I have to use something on the top. Possibly, I imagine, Crater. Unfortunately, that's going to push my my initiative up really high. I'm hoping I can beat the guards, but I don't think I'm going to beat the archers or the hound. Oh, the hound's gone. Okay, or there is one hound, but it's clear in the back there. So I'm going to have the Spellweaver do a short rest. And we're going to have to lose Flame Strike. I don't want to lose Flame Strike because I like the attack on the bottom, so I'm going to choose a different one. I really only have 2 cards left anyway, so I think, yeah, she's exhausted after this round. And I might have her go invisible after she goes. We'll see what I can do. I mean, obviously I'm going to do the Flame Strike on the bottom and Freezing Nova on the top, which will actually be an attack 3 and immobilize. But we'll see. So the Mind Thief definitely needs to go. I can do a stun, but I probably would rather do an attack and have someone with low hit points possibly die that way. I'm hoping I only have 2 more enemies to kill, but I'm thinking now that it might be 3. Oh, no, never mind. This is the old scenario I was playing that I was losing really badly on. I have 5 more. The bar was misleading. It actually, so it does count down how many you have left. The bar is just like a visual representation. So I still have 5 enemies to kill. I guess I'm getting closer. I'm not giving myself enough credit. I'm getting closer, but there's no way I can kill 5. I'm fairly certain. Okay, so we'll do Submissive Affliction and probably, yeah, Perverse Edge on the top, because with Mind's Weakness, that'll be a 5 attack. And I'm just hoping that I can go early. So Cragheart is definitely going later, but before the guards, like I wanted. He may be suffering though. The hound. So okay. Hounds don't really matter. The archers do matter. So Cragheart is going to take quite a bit of a beating. Okay, so we're going to force an enemy to it. So this is nerve-wracking. So Cragheart is not going. He's got ranged attacks mostly. So I really need to hit somebody with a melee attack. And the only options are these archers around me. If I get really lucky, I could kill... this archer behind me. And then I'd still have some low hit point stuff on the other, around me that I could attack later. But I don't know. It's so tough. It's so tough. Okay. So let's do the Perverse Edge first. And I'll have this archer attack this archer. Another kill. Okay. 4 guys left. Now I have an attack on the top, and if I can get super lucky... Okay, let's see what I have left. I have a miss, a -2, and a -1. I have a bunch of zeros. That's likely what I'm going to draw. But I do have some +1s, +2, and my ×2. And I am going invisible, so it's possible I can squeeze in one big attack. Oh, yeah, let's use our goggles for sure. That increases my odds, definitely. Okay. So we're going to target this guy. Now, even if I draw... So it's a 5 attack. As long as I draw a 0 or higher, I'm good. I've killed him. I am going to go ahead and poison, just in case she lives. I can maybe do a little squeak out one more attack. Yes. So I drew a miss, but I also... Thankfully, I did my goggles because I drew a miss, but I did draw my +1. And so that killed her. So now there are only 3 guys left. Oh no, I ended Mind Thief's turn without doing Cloak. See, the thing is, you got to be able to go back because it's technically not the other guy's turn. Thank you, Latin amigo. I appreciate you joining. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so I've got it down to 3, but I think I might have just killed myself with the Mind Thief by not going invisible, which I still feel like I should be able to go invisible. Okay, anyway. So we have an attack of 2. And I think the smart thing... At a range of 2, I think the smart thing is to hit this guard on the other side of Cragheart so that it'll either soften him up or... And then maybe I can finish him off with... a secondary attack. But it's possible I could, with a 3 attack, if I draw a good enough modifier, I might be able to get this attack pulled off. So I'm going to go ahead and use... Oh, but that has to be a ranged or a melee attack. I always forget that that is not a range attack. That's depressing. Okay, well, I'm still going to soften this guard up because he's probably the best shot at getting killed. Oh, so close. Only 1 hit point away. Man, I wish I could hit him with this attack. So this guard is going to do absolutely nothing, or this attack is going to do absolutely nothing. Oh, I guess I should probably use the +1. Man, it's just really not going to do much. And it was a miss on top of that. I didn't even go invisible. I actually think maybe not going invisible would be smart because that means Cragheart might survive another round. Well, a couple of... Yeah, and the same with... Really, the same with... Yeah, the same here with the Spellweaver. I really don't mind them soaking up damage because they're really not going to be able to attack anything. Now, the Mind Thief possibly could have gone another round. I'm not sure. Okay. So the trick is, obviously I can get close on these scenarios. So I think just a little bit of tweaking and maybe movement, I can do this. And luck. Obviously, there's always a little luck involved with this. Okay, so I have to burn a card. I will probably burn Dirt Tornado because it just doesn't do a lot of damage. But I'm also probably going to... I'm not going to get another opportunity to use... I'm not going to get another 2 rounds, so I definitely need to get rid of backup ammo. Okay, so Cragheart finally gets to go. So here's the thing. I've got to kill 3 guys. 3 people. I don't know how I can do it. Oh, this is interesting. I did not see that this card was huge. So this lets me move 4 spaces. I do damage. I do 1 damage when I start. I do 2 damage wherever I end to everything adjacent. So I can kill everybody around me. And then I could possibly use sentient growth, and I might get lucky to pull this off, but who knows? It may not be great. Is there somewhere else I can land that would do more damage? But I don't think there is. Oh, well, I think when I start my movement, I will kill and then be able to land. Yeah, I think I can still pull this off and do 2 damage to this archer. Yeah, we'll see. So I do damage. That kills 1 guy. I'm going to do all adjacent ally jump, and then all adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. Oh, okay, so it's doing 2 damage on both of these. Or no, it's just the second part that's going to do 2 damage. So I need to land somewhere that I'm going to do the 2 damage. So I'm definitely moving here. And then I'm going to stop the rest of my movement. Kill 1 more guy. That's going to bring me down to 1 guy left. Oh, look at that. Boom. Now I just have to try to kill someone. Kill this archer, and it's a disadvantage attack. I wish that it wasn't. Let's go ahead and rotate. I always forget what rotate is. I have to look in the options. Rotate targeting. R and then... It's very strange, because I definitely want to hit this guy behind him too. Not that it really matters a whole lot, but there we go. Okay, that's going to hit them both. I'm not going to use the healing, obviously, but I'm going to... So all I have to do here is get a +1 when I hit the archer, but I have to draw that at disadvantage. So what are the chances? Not great. Not great. I drew the -1 instead, but I did draw a +1. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a lot of hits here, but they are retaliation as well. So maybe I should have, if I would have been smart, I would have attacked. Okay. Man, I don't think I'm going to make it because I have to take another hit. Oh, I killed a Vanguard on a trap. What a freaking victory. Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow. That was a major battle, but the siege on the bridge is lifted. We're almost at the coast. I cannot believe that I won that by... So there is a rule in the physical game, or actually either this version and the physical game, that if an enemy has nowhere to move to be able to attack you, except for moving over a trap, they will move onto the trap to take the damage and then attack you. But luckily, I targeted him, and I made sure that I got him targeted with my range attack, so that his damage was low enough so that just moving onto the trap was enough to kill him. And that's how you game the system. But that is amazing. Here I was so down about how I had barely gotten halfway, a little over halfway through that scenario. And I didn't think I was going to do it. And I just lost the scenario before because it was another similar spawning scenario like this. Whew. Okay. So I've unlocked a new city for traveling. I've got the moon earring available to purchase now, which lets me refresh items. That's going to be a great thing to have without having to do a long rest. And I got some XP boosts. Nasitra is known for its beautiful jewelry, so I've sourced some magical moon earrings you might find helpful. Okay, well, all right. So now at this point, I've gotten a good amount of the map uncovered. I've got some starting quests, or I'm sorry, some not story quests is what they call them. They're not solo quests for each class, but they have a story quest for each class. I did see some Mind Thief, or I did try the Mind Thief. This was the one that I almost won. I came really, really close. And then it looks like I've got a few more Ruins quests as well. Amulet of Life. Let's see. What is that? During your turn, perform a heal one self action. Okay. And then that's a tapped effect or an exhausted effect, which means that I can get that back. Thanks, Joe. I can get that back every time I long rest. And it's a head item. I need some head items. We've been saying that. All right. So we have man, and if I had to go, just one more thing about that scenario. If I had to go to another round, Kragard is notorious for only having high action cards. In other words, high initiative. So I probably wouldn't have got to go first. I would have died. I wouldn't have been able to beat it. I think that was my only shot. So wow. Okay. So I did unlock chapter 1. I unlocked 9 locations. So I unlocked chapter 1.2, and I gained an enhancement slot, whatever that means. Let's go ahead and see what that means. You made a good start on heading southwest, and we've got a few more towns contacting us for help all the way to the coast. Boss, there's an Aether woman who wants to see you. She says she might be able to help us. Enchantress. Going toe to toe with an enchantress. What you were doing, reconnecting people, driving back the darkness, and preserving the weak, I deem it worthy. I shall grant you access to my enhancements. Come visit my tent, and together we shall improve your warrior's prowess. The more towns you unlock, the more powerful you can become. Well, she was straight to the point. An enchantress. Be aware her services don't come cheap. Now that we have unlocked more of the world, prepare for the danger to increase. But don't worry, the rewards. I feel like the danger is already there. But don't worry, the rewards will follow suit. I've also unlocked some achievements to aim for. Okay, so getting some enchantments probably. Cool, cool. Yeah, looks like enhancements wise, got some new stuff to get. Ooh, consuming some elements. I can master elements. Rewards ice. Oh, okay, so maybe that's an ice element. I don't know if it's just the purchasability of it, but I do like the fact that have to earn my elemental upgrades or my enhancements. So every card can be enhanced and kind of modified, which really helps you custom make heroes even further. Deal 100 damage with range abilities. Pierce 30 points of shield. That's cool. Deal 40 points of extra damage due to poison. So there's definitely a lot of treasure quests that will reveal when we that the relics are obviously going to be some of the more powerful of the artifacts available. So I did in that scenario alone. I probably killed 10 bandit archers, or at least a good number of them, and the 10 bandit guards has been achieved. Cool. All right, so definitely earning some good gold. It's not a ton of gold, but every little bit helps. It's saying that I'm missing something. I wonder what I'm missing. Earn. Huh. Straight out of Innsmouth. Oh, it disappeared. Okay. All right. I do love the achievements. That's one thing I always get hooked on is when the achievements are really good and manageable, like they're not ridiculously crazy. That is definitely, to me, that's like a side quest, right? Something that as an RPG player, if you want that experience, you look for in a game. And even the physical game doesn't have this. And so I can see potentially, once they get everything on here, that the physical game has, plus all of this stuff. I mean, it's just going to be a blast. Okay, so merchant, let's see what we have money-wise. So we've got 50 gold, so that should be enough to get some stuff. The enchantress, or the enchantress, the spellweaver has to level up also. We've got a new small item, the moon earring. And at this point, I think most of my characters can hold a second item, except for maybe the tinkerer. Well, I guess only the level 3 people can hold a second item. So I'm going to have to look to getting that equipped as well. To me, I tend to think that spending money on armor is smarter. That, as you can see, like I could go right to the enchantress and start enchanting my cards. So this screen is going to allow you to add enhancements to your ability cards. Now, ability card enhancements are awesome, um, but unfortunately, they are expensive, and so it's tough. What do you spend your money on? Save your money up for. But to me, I think that equipping your characters completely or as fully as possible is smarter first because they're cheaper and usually have a pretty good effect on the game constantly, or at least one or two times in each game. Whereas enhancements are only useful on that one card, and you spend a lot of money just to upgrade that one card. Um, so what you do is for each card, you're going to select an ability. Not all abilities are enhanceable, and so when you enhance them, they cost a different amount of money depending on the enhancement that you want, the level of the card, and those kind of things. And then you can remove enhancements in this game. Interesting. In the digital version, you can't in the physical game, but you do recover half of the cost. So if you look at these cards, you can see there's little pips here that show you how many enhancements you have, um, or how many enhancements a card can have total. And as you select each card, you can see the little borders where you can enhance. So, for example, with Avalanche, I can add, you see there's a little light circle here. I can add an enhancement to it. Now, what's cool is I can add lots of different kinds of enhancements. I can add a +1 attack, I can add a wound, I can add poison, so I can do a lot of things to custom make the different abilities. Now over here, I can even make it so that I can attack a third character. And so instead of two, I can avalanche three enemies right next to me, which is awesome. Unfortunately, as you can see over here on the right, I don't have access to all the different types of enhancements yet. I have to earn those by getting the achievements, which I don't mind because I'm going to be working on getting my armor built up first anyway. So I can do that while going on those quests to get the enhancements unlocked. So very cool. I love the art style of the Enchantress. It's not a character that you see a uh, or a visual of in the physical game, so it's kind of cool. There is a character that is the Enchantress, kind of, um, but it's cool that they've added her in here. Okay, so back to the merchant. Let's see. So Craghart has one. The one thing I hate is that when I select an item type on the right, it does close out my item or my inventory on the left, which is a little annoying. So I could get an empowering talisman, which lets me refresh items without long resting. And that would be amazing for him because he has several items that untap with a long rest, and I sometimes just don't have time to do a long rest. So I think right off the bat, if I'm going to continue building him up as a super tank, I am going to need to buy him that empowering talisman. So he'll be the one that equips it first. There's still, oh, there's not a second one. Curses. But now he's at the point where he really only needs one more item until he levels up, which is very close. Then he'll be able to get another small item. But he he does have a hand item. Now, the hand items are pretty rare as well. I don't really have anything unless I want to buy a poison dagger. That's about the only thing he can equip because everything else is I already have a shield and everything else is two-handed, which is okay. So we'll just keep waiting. I don't think I'm going to buy a poison dagger for him. It's just not. Cragheart's not really a melee type person that often. Spellweaver's reached level 3, so now as a level 3 character, she has access to Cold Fire, which is a pretty low level attack, but if you can generate and pour elements onto the battlefield, you can add effects like stun, and it's an AoE stun, which is not very. It's very rare. Let's put it that way. Or I can burn fire and make the whole attack +2. So imagine what it's going to be like when it's a +3 attack with stun. That's a pretty amazing attack. And the bottom is a loot 2, which isn't great, but I mean, it's okay. But I prefer movement or attacks on the bottom. Or I can heal. I can make her into a little bit more of a healer. Mm. And she spends earth in order to add additional healing, which I don't. I need to verify this, but I'm almost certain that the cards are not the same as they are in the physical game. They just seem different to me, but I don't have as much experience with the Spellweaver. Or at least I didn't pick this card when I leveled her up, so I don't know for sure. Maybe they're the same. Or I can shield one ally, give them shield 2, so she would be great at buffing the tank, and this would be good for healing the tank. It's a tough one. And of course, I can go back and pick Icy Blast, which was the level 2 spell I didn't pick. And so that's why you always see extra cards available here, because you can always go back and buy another card of the low level if you liked it. I didn't necessarily love this card. It seems a lot like it is exactly like Dirt Tornado, which could be a good combination with Cragheart doing his at the same time, but they're both muddle, so I don't know. I think I'm going to pick Cold Fire. It seems like the coolest, and she does need a little bit of crowd control. But the question is, what do I sub it with? I sub out something else, and I don't know. I am not a big fan of this Freezing Nova, just simply because I keep thinking of the top as a range attack, which all of her attacks are, so let's just make all of her attacks a range attack instead. Now we don't have to worry about that problem. Okay, so the only thing left to do is purchase her perk. Perks, I was reading some online character building advice for Gloomhaven, just because I was kind of down in the dumps and thinking I'm not good at Gloomhaven and I suck and I needed to maybe rethink how I play the game. But thankfully, I was in a good amount of agreement with the online poster, because we both agreed that getting rid of negative cards should be an early priority. And then what's even better with the Spellweaver is this perk lets you not only get rid of a negative card, but add a positive card in its place, which if you think about it, that's a net gain of 2 and not 1, because of the fact that you're increasing the odds of drawing something that's at least a 0 or higher. You're increasing those odds twice by taking out the negative and by adding a positive. So I definitely want to get that second focus. Now I only have 3 -1s and 7 +1s, so I should be drawing +1s a lot more. As a matter of fact, I should be drawing +1. There's a greater likelihood that I'm going to be drawing +1s than 0s now, which is awesome. Okay, so that's it for her. She's leveled. We're back to the map. The hardest part is choosing. There's so many quests I want to do. So I can search for a relic. I don't think I've done. I think I've unlocked a relic quest, but I haven't completed a relic quest. A cursed tomb under the ruins of the city of Slate holds a powerful piece of jewelry. Many have tried to claim it. All have died. I mean, I think we should just do this. Oh, I've got to unlock the starting village of Slate. Okay, so I guess we're going to do that. At Slate, they want us to. It was once an archaeologist's dream, but now is overrun with undead. And I'm going to be getting the Amulet of Life, which might be a good second option for, I don't know, for head. Yeah, because actually Cragheart took the only. I didn't realize there was only one empowering talisman, so I'm going to need some other head options because I think all of my other characters, except for the Tinkerer and the Mind Thief. Well, so in other words, the Spellweaver. The Spellweaver needs something else. Okay, so we're going to go to Slate. Travel. Ooh, a random event. You happen upon a stoppered flask lying in the road, clearly dropped by some clumsy adventurer. You pick up the flask and notice that there's still a good amount inside, and you're feeling a tad thirsty. Take a drink or leave the flask alone. Now, I've often eaten berries and they've been beneficial. So, why not? You have no idea what is exactly you're drinking, but it sure is good. You share the hearty brew with the party, feeling invigorated as you journey onward. Yes! Everybody's strengthened. So I need to do attacks right off the bat, right? With everybody. You reach the outskirts of the city, but it feels more like a giant tomb in the desert than the center of a once powerful empire. The archaeologists who once thrived here have long gone, and you soon see why as you pass burned corpses peppered with arrows. Who has done this? My only request is, please, no more spawning dungeons, no more spawning encounters. I just want a regular dungeon for once. Come on. Okay, it looks like we got it. This is new to me. Undead with flaming bows? What? Oh, this is a new guy. Looks as if their arrowheads may be explosive. Try and split up if possible. Okay, so they're obviously going to do an AoE attack, but maybe we can... Oh, there's one back here hiding. Whew. And they have armor? Bone Ranger Elites. Okay, well, we definitely need to move and spread out. I think I'm going to start with a Dirt Tornado because I can hit almost everyone with that. But I am going to have to move forward. That's okay. I do want to go early, so I think I'm going to use this for just a basic move and then do the Dirt Tornado, which should muddle everybody, and then hopefully that'll cause them to kind of miss everything. I'm going to start off with Impaling Eruption, and hopefully Flashing Burst will get her up there so she can do the Impaling Eruption really well. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Mind's Weakness with the Mind Thief right off the bat, question mark, or... I could also push. But I'd have to move really far to do that. 4 should be enough, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to be enough. Too bad I don't have jump boots. But if I moved 4 over here... No, I can't do the push either way. So that's okay. I won't do the push right away. I might do a scurry and then use a stun. Yeah, use the old typical crowd control stun and possibly take out or at least disarm one of these explosive archers. That would be a good move here for the old Tinkerer as well. All right. So the idea is obviously you want to, when you build a party, you want to have a good opening move in this game for sure, especially because a lot of times in regular dungeons anyway, you're going to have a big set of monsters, maybe even a bigger set of monsters than you'll face in the rest of the dungeon altogether. And when you're facing huge attacks like these from all of the different types of enemies, you really want to try to crowd control as much as you can. Now, the cool thing with Mind Thief is that you can actually move on the top and attack, I'll poison. Might as well. Maybe I even want to... Man, how do I go back? Okay, clear targets. Okay. Maybe I'll even use my eagle eye goggles just because why not, right? I get to refresh them anyway. So I'm going to poison as well. And I still haven't even done my bottom action yet. Man, I only drew a 0 with that. That's lame. Okay, so no attack because the one attack was canceled by the shield. But now I'm going to do a stun. And I definitely think I want to get this guy here, the one archer. This bottom action is one of my favorites of the Mind Thieves because it's a stun action and it's on the bottom. So if you happen to not be moving that round, it's a great combination to take out an enemy, keep them from attacking. Man, no damage again. All right, so the question is, do I want to go invisible? So this living corpse is going to be in the way. Everybody's going to get to go. Or all of my allies are going to get to go before the enemies. So am I that worried about getting hit? Probably not. So we won't use the invisible cloak this time. Okay, now we did create ice, and so I got to keep that in mind because her attack could use that next round. Her big attack that she just got. Okay, so now we're looking at... What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were going to do the old dirt tornado. So before I can do that, because it's just a range of 2, I'm going to move up here. I could move up closer, but I think this is pretty good. And I'm kind of blocking anybody except for the range. I'm definitely going to get these guys here so that I can target the archers to muddle them. Well, actually, I don't need to worry about muddling this archer because he's going to be stunned. So I'll just muddle everybody else over here. I could add extra attack to it. I'm not too concerned about that. We'll just do a regular old attack against 4 people. And the best thing about it is not the attack itself, which does okay if you draw a good enough modifier. I didn't draw too bad of attacks on anybody, but it's going to muddle everybody, so their attacks are going to be at disadvantage. The downside is just what it told me to do, which was not clump up. I'm actually doing that right now, so I need to separate my guys out a little bit. Okay, so obviously, this guy has a huge attack, the Living Bones Elite, so I need to stun him right off the bat. I'm not going to use my goggles because I don't really care if it doesn't do a lot of damage. I need to remember I have that stun pack. Ooh, so +2. Why did I draw 2 modifiers? I drew a ×2, which sucks because that's only one damage. So I'm going to have the Tinkerer move, get down here out of the way so we don't have any range attacks hit him. Now the Spellweaver. So the problem is I was originally going to do Impaling Eruption, but she can't quite move around to where I want to do it. So the question is, do I want to do it from here? I mean, it seems smart because nobody else is going to be able to move. 1, 2. Oh, of course, the Living Corpse is. But he's only doing an attack 2. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I'll take 1 hit, but it shouldn't be too debilitating. Okay, so we're going to do Impaling Eruption. We're going to target this guy. Oh, he's not stunned either, so who's going to move first? The Living Corpse, and he's going to do an attack of 3. Okay, that's only 1 worse than what I was going to get. So I definitely want to target the archer. who is also going to get to attack. Whew, hopefully I'm not going to take too much damage, but I am going to do +1 attack. This is, I mean, obviously Impaling Eruption. These things are always better to do with a power potion involved. All right. Sweet. So a lot of damage. I could do something really cool, which is go invisible, and then that would force... No, it wouldn't force these guys to do anything. They wouldn't be able to attack the Spellweaver, but only 2 people are going to be able to attack her. I don't know. Is it worth it? How many rooms do we have here? We got 2 rooms. All right, we'll see how this works. I'm going to use her invisibility cloak. Okay, so now a bunch of enemies go. Yikes. So 3 damage with that bone archer. Thankfully, nobody drew... I think they have to draw an ability card that does explosive damage, I think. Wow, why didn't... Oh, because she's invisible, that's why. Okay, that's interesting. He did not move at all. He must have been... Yeah, I think he was stunned. So, didn't have as much to worry about as I thought I might. Okay, so these living corpses are definitely going around the bend. So maybe I'll keep that up, and I'll go really late and do fire orbs. And then do flame strike. Yeah, there you go. Now she'll go really late, so that'll stay a clogging point for the living corpses and the living bones elite. With the Cragheart, I do want to do some more like multi-damage hits. Maybe I'll use Sentient Growth. No, that's only going to hit 1 person. Okay, add +1 to all your range attacks this round, and then do Crater. I can get a big hit on the old archer. Mind Thief. We definitely want to get some good hits in with this guy. These guys have a pretty good attack, so Submissive Affliction might be pretty good with them eventually. But I need something maybe I'll use Invisibility. Yeah, seems smart. And we'll get that set early. One thing I really love about Into the Night is it has invisibility on the bottom, so it's a great combination with an attack, and then you go invisible. The other thing that's really awesome about it is that it has a low initiative, so you can attack early, go invisible, and then, everybody else has to deal with you. Okay, so I can use pull with the hook gun if I can get over to this spot. Okay. Unfortunately, I need a low card, which I think if I remember right, he doesn't have any low cards that let me move fast. Okay. So I can use the hook gun, but I have to go after probably everybody. Maybe I'll go after the living corpse. We'll see. Damn. Living corpses are going early. But thankfully they're just... oh, they're going to mobilize. Okay, well, we'll see how this works. I'm not sure it's going to work. Okay, so we're going to do an attack of 3, or 4, I guess. Man, I drew a -1. And then I'm going to go invisible. And the nice thing is it's not a lost card, so you can go invisible as long as you keep it going and not lose it in a long rest or to damage. Okay, so Living Bones is going to go, but... Oh, that's so weird. I thought... Well, I guess he would go around the long way like these other characters, so he literally didn't move and just healed himself. So these guys are having to definitely take the long... They're missing out on a lot of attacks, which is good because that's what you want, right? You want to cancel attacks, minimize attacks, especially because these archers are needing to get taken care of first for sure. I'm going to do +1 to attacks. I'm going to do... Oh, man. I wish I was in a position to push. I mean, there's really no reason to push, but except it does give me XP, so... I could use my power potion, but I think I have other cards that will be better later. Who else still has left to go? So I am going to try to pull this guy, so maybe I won't attack him. I'll attack the archer farther back. So I can definitely kill him anyway, or I'm more likely to be able to kill him. Let's see. All right. So now, thankfully, I only have one more archer. And I do think maybe there are only certain cards that have an explosive effect, thankfully. Okay, so Tinkerer is going to get to do his big move. Oh, never mind. He's not, because the big guy immobilized me. So, man. So I guess I'm just going to do an attack 2. And I guess add a stun to it, which is kind of cool, because that will keep him from going next turn. I don't know if I want to do the pull. Yeah, I think we'll just skip it. And then, of course, he can't do the movement, so we have to skip that. All right. So, at this point, the Spellweaver has her fire orbs. I'm just not sure if I can hit everybody with them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can. Okay. That doesn't usually happen. Oh, and I didn't look and see if I could use... But I am generating fire this round, so if I do that other new AoE spell, I think I can add wounds to it, and this should be pretty heavy hit. Nice. Oh, miss. Come on, man. All right. Well, everybody's beaten up pretty well. And I'm going to do an attack 2. I'm hoping I can get a lucky draw. Or should I... So this archer's already stunned. Maybe I should just go after the Living Bones Elite because of the fact that he will move next round. If I get lucky, I can maybe kill him. Let's see. Yep. He's dead. All right. So I want her, before I forget, to use Cold Fire because it's going to add +2 to the attack as well. That's going to be cool. If there had been ice, I could have stunned them, but that's okay. I want to go early, and I can... Oh yeah, I can heal the old Mine Thief. Is close enough. Wait, nope. He's not close enough to heal, but Cragheart is, so that's good enough. The Mind Thief needs to go really late so that I can keep the old invisibility wall running. And then I need to do, obviously, Submissive Affliction. That'll do a lot of damage because it's got a lot of negative conditions on. And if worse comes to worse and the Bone Archer's dead, then that's fine. Okay. The Tinkerer needs to get out of the way of getting attacked. I'll do Enhancement Field to do a good, nice range attack, and then I just need to move out of there as quickly as possible. Ooh, I could use my... This card is never... I can never use this card, so I can immobilize and then move, because I almost never have enemies next to me with the Tinkerer. All right, Massive Boulder seems to be a good attack. It's a strong attack, and then everybody next to the attacker takes damage, even if they have shields. And then we've got the whole... Well, I guess I could do... Yeah, I'll do the Retaliate. Or actually, maybe I'll add some healing. It seems smart. Recognize some names in chat. Yeah, so we've got... Yeah, thanks for joining. Got a lot of new people, which is awesome. We're facing some attacks. Oof. We definitely don't want to be around the living corpses. The nice thing is that often they damage themselves, but you really have to watch out for the big attacks when they happen. So this is a big attack, but if I can get away... I only have one character that's actually nearby. So if I can just move him out of the way, which should be the plan, I will not have that attack happen. Oh, you can't cheer on my stream. That's sad. Oh, I see. Yeah, it'd be cool. All right. So we already figured out that we want to try to heal Cragheart, get him back up, and then with the Cold Fire, we're going to add a +2 attack to our spell, which is going to be very damaging. We got to rotate it around though. The rotation thing is still a little wonky. I wish it would auto rotate to hit the maximum amount of enemies, but maybe it just doesn't know that as well. Okay, so when I select it, it should kill the Bone Archer and all but 1 damage left on the Living Corpse Elite. Or just the Living Corpse, sorry. Okay. So I'm going to use the Immobilize. I'm going to target him so he can't move even next round. Or I guess this round, right? Which, so he, he wasn't moving anyway, but you never knew. I didn't know what he was going to do for sure. So we'll move back, and then we've got an attack 3. I can either attack the elite corpse and knock his hit points down a little bit more, or I could possibly kill the other corpse. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to soften this guy up a little bit. All right, not a lot of damage, but we're getting there. So both these guys will just take 1 hit. Oh, that's right. He only had 1 hit to lose, and he died. So I'm glad I didn't waste the attack on that. Oh, so Cragheart still has his massive boulder coaster. He's going to heal the Mine Thief. Oh, and the Mine Thief hasn't even gone yet either. And then we're going to do the massive boulder for 3 damage. It's not going to do collateral damage, but that's okay. It should do a huge amount of damage. Oh, actually a deadly amount of damage. A mortal amount of damage. Gloomhaven streamer #1. For sure. I would love to be the #1 Gloomhaven streamer. All right, so I'm going to move up here. And then I have to skip my attack. But I am going to start being able to collect the gold here. We'll just use a couple of cards each just to get the movement going. Okay, so Mine Thief is going to... I guess I'll move back. Just trying to get all the gold I can. Skip the attack. Okay. So everybody's healed up except for the Tinkerer. So... Or I'm sorry, the Mine Thief. So that's okay. I've actually got a heal spell that I just happened to have picked. Will I stream Fall Guys? I've been hearing about Fall Guys. I guess it would be interesting. I'm not sure. I kind of just do board game adaptation streaming, but you know, it might be fun to check out other things for sure. I do like kind of the mini game nature of it. It seems like it's kind of like Mario Party mini game, like ish kind of. The only thing I will say is that with those kind of games is I hate playing with. I've heard that there's a lot of problems right now with hacking and people using cheats and things like that. So hopefully, that always ruins the fun for sure. So at this point, Spellweaver probably needs to do a short rest. Okay, as long as it's not reviving ether. You notice I'm burning a lot of cards with her, but remember, she's got her reviving ether, which, yeah, that sucks. But, if you can ignore them and still enjoy the game, that's got to say something for sure. So the one card you want to keep is the Reviving Ether, not lose that, because that lets you get all your lost cards back. So she basically like has a Phoenix type ability to just keep going. At least twice. she can revive from the ashes once, and so she can live through all her cards twice. All right. We're just gonna have Mine Thief move towards the door. We've got one more room to cover, and we'll heal ourselves. Although there's no use, there's no point. Skip the attack. Okay, so the Tinkerer is also just going to move forward. This is the hard part. I wish you could automate this, but I guess you do have to pick your cards, so that part kind of sucks. Okay. Just trying to make it to the next room. The cool thing about this game, though, is that every time you, when you're playing, you have to think about your cards as your hit points as well, and your stamina or your mana pool or whatever you want to call it, depending on the class you like to play. Because of the fact that you have to conserve them. You have to know when to play cards and when to do your lost cards, as opposed to just do your lesser abilities. Um, so Crackheart should short rest or long rest, because that will recover. I think he might have taken some hits, or at least one hit. So short resting, I'll get, or long resting, I'll get his armor back up. Mind Thief doesn't have any cards to get back or unexhaust, so I might, yeah, maybe I'll just long rest as well, because I do need to have these other characters kind of catch up to get to the door. All right, so we'll just move up here a little closer to the door. I'll heal. No point, but okay, so we definitely need to move the Spellweaver up here fast. So the nice thing is long rest, you get to pick the card you lose. It's always tough when you really like all the cards, for sure. I'm going to try getting rid of Heaving. Maybe Opposing Strike. Okay. Mind Thief is also long resting, so what am I going to get rid of? Man, all these cards I like a lot. We'll get rid of Into the Night. I don't really think I'll have to worry about going invisible in this last room. Now watch, there's going to be a billion enemies in this last room. Okay, so we'll do a Dirt Tornado. No, that always is hard to pull off just because of how enemies are usually all the way on the other side of the room. So we'll do a Massive Boulder, and so Spellweaver needs to do some kind of rest. We'll do a long rest, just because I want to try to conserve her hand of cards for as long as possible. The Mind Thief. I do like Hostile Takeover's really long range immobilization attack. That's pretty cool. It's a great room. It's a great door opening move, just because of the fact that it has the ability to reach far, but there's usually enemies that are far when you first open a room, and keep them from moving, basically. Like this guy right here, 3 away, and he's such a slow mover anyway. But since he's only 3 away, I'm actually going to move 1 space back because I want to get out of range of these archers if I can. Okay, so we'll skip the movement. We'll do the range attack, which also adds ice. There's like a lot of really cool benefits of this attack. It's going to immobilize this guy. Infuse ice. Do I want to draw? Nah, I don't want to draw. Advantage. Ooh, a +2. That's pretty awesome. It's a good amount of damage. So there are, once again, a lot of guys in this room. Thankfully, there's only 2 archers, 3, but once I get this living corpse out of the way, hopefully they will be easy to dispatch. Those are going to be my biggest concern. Everybody else I can kind of run around and stun, and the range attackers are always annoying because you can't control them as much. Man, +1, 5 damage. That's a huge amount of damage. These guys do a lot of damage. Okay. So I got to take that damage. And I need to heal as soon as I can. Oh, but this guy's going to get an attack. And I have to burn a card because I took so much damage, even full hit points didn't stop it. I knew I should have probably have stayed in the room, and although I did an immobilization, not a stun, but that's okay. I hate getting rid of scurry, but okay. So we're going to move up. I'm going to use the boots to get a little bit of speed because he needs to start tanking. We're going to get up here and try to start hitting the old archers. I am going to use my power potion. So it's going to do 3 damage with if I do draw a 0 modifier, and then it's going to do some collateral damage to the enemies around them. Man, okay. That's not terrible, but... Okay, so the long resting is over. I have to choose a card to discard. Ah, they're all great. So Flashing Burst. I'll be getting them back in a second. Okay, so Tinkerer also long rested. I think I'll get rid of my Harmless Contraption. All right, so we got a lot of guys in this room. The ones that worry me the most are obviously the Living Corpse. The Bone Elite might be close enough to do some damage, but the Archers are the 3 worst. So we really have to try to. I really have to try to take them out. And I got to remember I can untap my items. So Dirt Tornado would muddle, but then if I used Sentient Growth, I can hit all 3. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage if I move. Yeah, I think it's time to start doing the big attacks. Get up in their faces. Ooh, she can get up there and do some stuff too. Dang, I just have to... So if she goes at a 7, can anybody get out of her way? Or is anybody going to be able to get out of her way? Nope. So I can't move up close enough to do Cold Fire. If I do Monobolt, I'm going to have to do Reviving Ether so I can move 4 spaces. So it's going to be a later attack, but I can do a pretty good attack. Oh, this is where Scurry would have helped. That's okay. I can do a Disarm. And then what do I do on the bottom? Move 4, attack 2. Sure. Yeah, might as well do some burn cards. Especially this guy. Man, the Tinker always has a ton of cards, and I always have a hard time getting them used, especially for experience. So let's do... We don't need to move too far into the room, but we can definitely heal. Okay, this will be interesting. See if we can do some big damage. Okay, so we'll start with the Mind Thief. And I need to go invisible because the Mind Thief is going to do a lot of damage, but is also going to be up in everybody's face, and I don't have the ability to take that much damage again. Okay, so skipping the rest of the movement, we're going to go ahead and use... no, I don't think we need to use our goggles on this one. I think we're going to take the Archer out, hopefully. +1, yeah, definitely. Now I'm going to do an attack for Disarm, and it's a range 5. So the trick is do I disarm attack 2, range 5? 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can hit my poor Cragheart from where he is. This guy is moving 4. He can definitely hit poor Cragheart. So I need to disarm somebody. But it's possible. Yeah, I'll hit the far guy. And I'll use my goggles. Okay. So I use my goggles. Man, I hate when I use my goggles and I just draw a +0 for both. The Mind Thief, don't forget, needs to go invisible. Now the Tinkerer needs to go. And he's got that nice leather armor. So I'm going to come up here, heal the Mind Thief with my movement. Just one, but you know, every little bit helps. And then I'm going to use the old Ink Bomb. And I could immobilize everybody. Maybe that would be good to use over here then. If I'm only going to hit 2 people anyway. Move to attack 3. 1, 2. He's going to be able to attack if I don't immobilize him. But this guy, yeah, if I immobilize him, he won't be able to attack either. So it's just as good. All right. We got everybody targeted. So we've canceled the corpse's attack and done some pretty good damage. I don't think I have anything else I can do. Oh, Cragheart. So he's going to do 2 movement. Unfortunately, he's going to hit the Mind Thief, but the Mind Thief will be invisible for a little while, so I could also just cancel that part. Oh well. It'll be okay. He just needs to get healed. Now I'm going to avalanche both these guys, and it's going to be +1 attack. So 5 attack. Oof. Wait. 5 attack. Should kill both these guys, which is awesome. All right. So now we only have 1 archer to deal with, and then these melee guys that aren't really too worrisome. I am going to get attacked by the Bone Ranger Elite. Oh, that's interesting. Nobody did anything. Oh, the Living Bones Elite still has to go. He's going to move 4 and attack 3. Ooh, and hit all of the enemies with 1 attack. So oh, this is beautiful. So she's going to be able to move up. Maybe. And hopefully I can pull this off. So I can add a stun to this attack. And it is going to target, even though it's outside the reach just a little bit. I can still manipulate the area of effect so that it hits somebody outside the range. And that will then stun him. He won't get his attack. And I have effectively avoided attacks this round, which is pretty cool. Well, except for that guy. I mean, what can you do? It's just a little bit of damage. Oh, I should have used my armor. Why didn't it let me use my armor? That's interesting. Did he draw disadvantage? Why isn't my armor working? I should have the ability to activate my armor, but for some reason I didn't. Huh. That's very strange. Maybe I have to activate that on my turn, but I shouldn't have to. It should just be, it literally says on the next two times you're attacked. So I should have an option to activate that armor. But it could be an early access thing. Okay, so let's get some good damage done this round as well. Okay, so definitely +1 to all your ranged attacks this round. And then sentient growth lets me target 2 enemies, but I don't know that that's going to go really early. Maybe we'll just do some healing and a ranged attack. Yeah, we'll see. That might work. Okay, Flame Strike. Neither one of these are great, except that she could heal and do an attack. The Mind Thief needs to go really late. We'll see if we can do... Oh, Brain Leech. Wow, that's going to be amazing. And then I've got the Stun Shot back, so we'll try to get that activated. And we'll shield everybody up. Even though I think Cragheart's going to take most of the damage. Okay, Spellweaver. She could heal or attack twice. That's a good question. I think I'm going to heal. And then attack for 3. Nice. So it's 4 damage, but the shield canceled 1. So that's still great. Who's doing a lot of damage? Well, the old Living Bones Elite is. Man, attack 3, range 7. Okay, well, we'll stun the melee guy. And then we'll shield everybody. And the nice thing is he was the next one to go, so he's done. Well, the light guy still gets to go, but he doesn't do too much damage. I don't worry too much about him, although one of the things that he does do is attack multiple targets. That's why he moved up there. But I could cancel it all with Cragheart. Okay, so we finally got the old... This guy has a natural attack of 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take over his mind and have him attack the archer behind him. Miss! Let me tell you something, buddy. Okay. So I'm hoping this attack is enough. Man, it's not. It's not doing much. So it does heal him. Also, it's a lost card, but basically the Mind Thief is back up to normal. Okay, so Cragheart definitely is going to block that as well. Just 1 damage. And the corpse slowly makes his way. Okay, so I could move and attack all adjacent, or heal everybody adjacent to me, and then attack everybody adjacent to me. Yeah, that seems like a smart thing to do. I know I could have just ranged attack everybody, but... Man, not a lot of damage. And then I'm going to range attack and immobilize. Ugh. Okay. Slowly whittling this guy down, this last big guy. Now, Cragheart, thankfully, has a lot of damage left he can soak up. We're going to try to do some attacking and pushing. because we can push them into obstacles. Well, I don't think I can get into an obstacle, but I can get him back on the trap. Well, no, I can get... I don't think I'll be able to do it, but we'll see. I guess I can move around and push him, so let's see if we can do that. Yeah, we'll do this. Well, let's try to go early. So we'll do heaving swing, push him into the obstacle, kill him. Oh my gosh. Okay. Spellweaver. Gonna have to do a short rest. Almost to the point where I need to do Reviving Ether. Probably wouldn't be too bad to do that right now, so I can kick off a few more XP cards, but you know what? Okay, so he can do the stun and possibly a finishing melee attack. This guy could possibly do... I'm going to do a big attack and then hopefully kick off one of my... Oh, we go with the immobilizing again. Okay, so now at this point, we're just trying to hopefully wrap things up here. Shouldn't be too much longer. I don't really need to worry about healing at this point. But my Mana Bolt's going to do way more damage. Well, let's go ahead. Whoops. Let's go ahead and move up to the gold. Possibly have a little bit more range on something. Yeah, I'm going to try to start working on this elite guy here. All right, pretty good amount of damage. Mind Thief is, of course, going to do a stun. There's not really a point in stunning somebody I'm going to probably kill right after, so maybe we'll do the... Yeah. So I'm once again taking over his mind to cause him to hit somebody and kill him. So I thankfully don't have to worry anymore at all about the range attacks, and the old corpse here is not going to be anywhere near to be able to hit anything. So the only guy that can possibly do damage this round is the Living Bones Elite, because I think this guy should be dead. Sure, we'll poison him just in case. Now, you always want to try to set up negative conditions, not only because you might not kill something, but also because with the Mind Thief especially, and a lot of other guys, they have cards that will do more damage, or the effects will be greater if they've already, if it has a negative attack on it. Okay, so I'm going to do the push. I'm going to move over here so that I can attack him with my heaving swing and finally get this to work. So when I attack somebody with this, not only does it do damage like it just did, but I can push them into obstacles. And if I do that, it does extra damage and I get XP. So that just waxed him. Okay, so now at this point, I'm set up to do what I wanted to with the Tinkerer, which is 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Okay, so I'm not immobilizing, but I am moving. And then I can kick off my big attack with Eagle Eye Goggles. So it's at advantage ×2. 6 damage, half his hit points. Sweet. Okay, and he just moves 1. What? How did the Mind Thief exhaust? I did not know the Mind Thief was out. Interesting. That was really weird. I thought I at least had another couple rounds. That's okay. Did his job. Did her job. Him or her, who knows. All right, so I'm going to just do a short rest. Yes. And now at this point, she's going to have to long rest, which kind of sucks that I'm wasting her turn now at this point, because she's probably not going to get to go again. We'll try to do another big attack. There's not really a big attack, but I can at least poison him. We'll see what happens. So he's moving after everyone. Tinker's going first. We'll start with the poison. And then we'll do a loot, which is a XP plus lots of monies right nearby. Only a couple of gold piles left in the whole room, which I didn't think I was going to get very many of them. Okay, so we definitely... So I definitely need to decide, do I want to do the big jump thing? Yeah, we want to do that. So we'll land here and do damage with that jump. And then we'll just do a basic attack instead of the dirt tornado, which should be enough to kill him. But unless you miss. But that lets the Spellweaver get in here. There's nothing she can do for XP, unfortunately, but I can get all of my burn cards back to do absolutely nothing. That's okay. We'll go another round, and then she'll loot too, which actually is awesome because she can get all of the gold except for that one clear over there. I don't know if I can reach that or not. Ooh, 7 damage. That's okay. He had a lot of hit points. That's what he's there for. But this is one of the things that you have to weigh at some point is it better to take 7 damage out of 12 or just lose a card? Because you can always lose a card instead of taking damage. So that is... I'm going to do a short rest. Okay. And then I got to do some big attacks, hopefully with... do some XP on the bottom. That seems like the best XP option. And then I got to do something with XP on the top, hopefully. Oh yeah, we got the heaving swing. It's only going to push him 1, though, which kind of sucks. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do no, backup ammunition's not going to give me XP, actually. All right, well, we'll do the heaving swing just to end it. She's going to do some big XP at the end here. Can she do anything with XP on the bottom? Not really. I do need to move up to be able to do this attack, though. And the Tinkerer can never do anything. Oh, hey, what if I beat Cragheart by going at... And then I do the old trap, and then he pushes him into the trap. Let's see if that works. Okay. Okay, so she's going to do her fire orbs, but they probably will kill the guy. The Tinker had some really cool setup plan, though. Maybe I should just... Yeah, let's just... She's only going to get 1 XP for it anyway, so let's try to set up this cool ability with a Tinkerer here. So first I'm going to set up a trap here, and the Cragheart's going to use it later. I've hardly ever used this trap card. Then I'm going to move 6 and get this last bit of gold. Wow. And then I'm going to use my heaving swing to push this dude. Boom, but he dies, so I don't get to push him, which is sad. That's okay. But if I had pushed him, it would have been 6 damage. and then we'll just move here and get this last gold. And that's how you do it. I mean, it's that simple. No, this was actually a much easier scenario. So it was easy to kind of control. When it's a regular dungeon, it's much easier to control. Thanks, Joe. It seems they return to the dust like any other undead. Now let's see what the archaeologists can reward us with. So this is cool. The relic quests are cool. They weren't. This first one wasn't hard. I imagine they probably get a lot harder. I got some achievements. I'm working towards some. Let's see what we got for our relic, and then we'll be done for the day. Oh, Amulet of Life unlock. Oh, that's right. I couldn't go for the relic yet because I had to unlock this city first. Yeah. So we now have a healing item in stock, another healing or a healing head item. Have you ever wondered why so many corpses have a healing potion in their pockets? Okay, so looks like Craghart and Tinkerer leveled up. So we'll work on that next week, leveling up. Ooh, looks like there's a job. There's some jobs. So see, this is where I was wondering if maybe there was going to be something where you could just grind or work on leveling rather than have to worry about constantly. There's a limited number of quests, so I'm thinking maybe that's what these jobs are. A vermling tribe has fallen very ill with a magical disease. Sadly, they must be eliminated. So there's some jobs around the countryside. The tinkerer is interested in how the spirit can detach from the body after death, and this crypt is teeming with undead, perfect for some field research. Help a bandit archer enact her revenge. Cultists raided a bandit camp and took away many of those living here. Cool. So there's some jobs I think that will help me if I just feel like I need to level up a little bit, or maybe make a little extra money on the side. So we'll pick up there next time. Definitely a lot more of a positive experience in terms of turning it around in that first scenario, doing another scenario pretty easily and handily. Definitely opened up a lot more of the map and got a lot of cool stuff to work on to boot. Oh, some of these things you get extra items. That's cool. So some of the jobs give you rewards of more items. I'm assuming so that you can maybe have more copies than just one or two. So that's pretty cool. All right. Well, until next week, everybody have a good week. Stay safe, and I will see you then. And have fun. Talk to you guys later.